So,
So,
since you fly a lot year round, has there ever been a time where you thought your flight might crash? This is from Donnan Starks.
thanks.
That's
There's
not
some
a good.
Final Destination
That's
stuff going
that's not
on.
a good
Who
thought.
asked this question?
Donnan Starks.
Donna Starks.
Yes.
Jeez, thanks. Now it will. I'm like a little worried. Like, now I get on the plane. Am I on the plane this weekend? No, I'm driving this weekend. Although I'm half tempted to send my money back for the show because gas prices are ridiculous. They're going to make it hard for wrestlers to make it to shows because when you spend
Oh my
$200 in
God.
gas to get to a show, when you drive a Chevy pickup truck that drinks gas like a demon, I'm about to borrow your mom's car. So I only spent like $100 instead of $200. But oh my goodness, I might have to sell merch this show to make up for that gas. But like, still make money, but I don't want to like. I just that's a lot. That's a lot to give up one way direction there. Yes, lots of planes. Yeah, not a lot. I mean, there's two stories that stick out. Like, one was morale. Recreation and welfare, the military tours. I get the initials all mixed up. Morale, recreation, welfare, or I don't know, whatever, welfare, recreation. They were tours for the troops.
Okay.
Okay, kind of like well, you probably don't know who Bob Hope is, or when like like when they would fly. They'd fly like celebrities in to visit the troops overseas and stuff like that, right? So they would run wrestling shows. And there was this particular one. It was I don't know, it was about a month tour or something. And I think we were going from Japan maybe to Guam. I'm not sure where we're coming from, but we're definitely going to Guam. It was a longer flight, whatever it may be, wherever we were coming from. But apparently, we flew there. There was like a hurricane or a monsoon, whatever they might call it down there, was hitting. Like I would call it a hurricane. Was hitting. So on this big plane, it's one of those big planes they have. I don't know I don't know what size plane you would call it, but they have a big screen. And you can actually, the big screen will actually show you landing on the runway and stuff, right? So you can see underneath the plane. Yeah, it's like super cool if there's not a hurricane, like
Whoa.
the plane's coming in, and apparently we've used all our fuel. We didn't have enough fuel to fly back, but the storm had gotten really bad, so they didn't think they could land. So there was no choice. We couldn't go back. It was something about going. It wasn't Russia. I don't know what waters. So some kind of waters we couldn't fly back over. It wasn't our country or something, and we were coming in. I can't remember the exact details because I was drinking on that flight. I might have been with. Who was I with? But I was definitely drinking on that flight. And when we're coming in, you're looking at the big screen, and it's coming in, and you can feel the plane doing this. But you look at the screen, you see the runway 1 minute, and then you go up. It goes to the left. It sways all the way up like a roller coaster, and then you see like fire trucks and stuff on the one side. You come back, you see dark over here. You see the runway. So the plane, you feel it rocking, but when you're looking at the screen, you see just how much it is, and man, they landed that bad boy though. Like, and I didn't think they were going to, because it was just like right to left. I mean, it was just swaying as hard, right? Like, you would think the tip of the wing hit the ground as much as it went up one way as it got closer, or the right tip of the wing would hit the other side of the ground. But man, they nailed it and got it down there. I think everybody was terrified on that plane, and when we got off, there was a military base. We landed in a military base, and there was nobody. There was just the sirens on because the storm. The gates were wide open. Everything was locked down. There was nobody there to greet us. I thought those fire trucks were for us, but they were for something else. They weren't even there for us, They just landed the plane, and well, there was people to greet us. A thing came and got us to our quarters, and then we hunkered down for the night. And then the next day came out, and it was clear. And drove golf balls and whatnot, but like you do after any storm, it's like a beautiful day the next day. But that was pretty scary.
Sounds like something out of a movie.
Yeah, like Final Destination or something. I don't know. No good. There was another time I was flying, sitting in first class, and where were we taking off from? Atlanta. I must have came from Fort Lauderdale up, so it was a connecting flight for me. And going somewhere. I was sitting in first class with Eddie Guerrero and Benoit, and I had been up like all night or something, so I was super tired. And I'm a sleeper on a plane. If I have my window if I'm on the F side or the right hand side of the plane in the window, I'm out. I'm sleeping before we even get off the runway. So I'd fallen asleep like usual, and then I remember pilot coming on and saying something, and then Eddie shaking me and like, oh, like the whole first class had filled up with smoke, just like almost couldn't breathe. Smoke, and they said they were turning the plane around, but at the same time, because we just taken off, we just gotten up in the air, we haven't even like peaked or leveled out. We had to like loop around to come back. They could, with all the smoke and everything, because I don't know what it was, fire, but they had to drop all the fuel. But you didn't know what was going on. But when they dropped all the fuel, it dropped so fast out of the plane, it made the plane like almost feel like a boat on the water, like a boat on high waves slapping, boom, 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 boom. So it's like you almost feel like the plane's banging on the ground, but it's not. You're in the air, but it's just dropping all the fuel, drastically unloading all the fuel to get back down. The cockpit's full of smoke. Well, they get the plane landed and everything, and halfway when this was going on, they were like, everybody was terrified. And they told me, hey, the plane, the smoke, I seen it all. I looked around and I just kind of, man, I smell smoke now. I'm like, this store's coming alive, but
oh no,
or some kind of food. Must be the candles.
The candles, yeah.
But I looked around and it was smoke, and Eddie was terrified and Chris, and I just said a little prayer and went back to sleep. So when we landed, they were like, how could you sleep through that? How could you do this? They were like white knuckled, drinking like a bottle of wine, because they had sent us to the Sky Lounge, first, whatever. They were trying to take care of everybody, And I go, there's nothing you can do about it. I wasn't going to be terrified all the way down. I mean, you're going to scream your last 5 minutes of your life all the way down. I just figured I'd say a prayer and go back to sleep and hopefully pass out from the like losing the oxygen, dropping so fast. What are you going to do? I wasn't going to be terrified. That was one of the first times I knew that I wasn't afraid to go. It's just, just that.
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna scream all the way down? I mean, think about it. Like, what? Start playing with yourself like a monkey, like you see in movies? Like, what are you gonna do? Like, I don't know. Are you gonna start confessing all your sins? I mean, I just said a little prayer. God, please let my family know I love them, and I'm sorry for anything bad I'd done, and I went back to sleep, and then I landed on the ground. I got off, and I was the only one not shooken up or like a nervous wreck, because I guess it was terrifying all the way down. I know it was bing, bing, bing. That was just like, oh yeah, that's it. And so I went back to sleep. Yeah, that's a true story. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So hope that answered your question. Thanks. Now I'm gonna be terrified on my next flight, but not terrified, but the thought of dying in a plane crash is horrible. Like horrible.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little
bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's move on from that one.
Yeah.